Morning, guys. I want to go over something with Weinstein and Schumer and Pelosi and all the other quacks that are in Washington, D.C. You know, we haven't had an uprising, people, in like 242 years. But these socialists, these communists, are pushing it. Let's get down here just a minute. Now, a lot of people, they tend to forget things. What a glorious morning this is, said Samuel Adams to John Hancock at the Battle of Lexington, Massachusetts, 243 years ago on April 19th, 1775. Indeed, the first bloodshed in the American War, The first bloodshed in the American War for Independence was an extremely important event due to modern-day revolutionist history tactics on education textbooks in America. We are rarely told that this day was really about gun confiscation. You see, King George III was all about gun control for the colonialists. He instructed his generals to begin rounding up the guns of the colonists in our land for one reason, so he might impose upon them the measures of a true tyrant. The fact that the Redcoats went to Lexington and Concord that day to confiscate guns, ammunition, and gunpowder from American colonists. Now, here's something I want you guys to remember. Well, not this, but anyway, this is the pastors. Back then, the ministers and Christians, they had the location of everybody knew where their firearms were and the ammunition. Now, here's something I want every one of you guys to remember. Things might have changed a little bit, but they're still wearing red coats. Americans need to remember this history, especially today, when a new style of redcoats, disguised as educators, politicians, and now many high school students, they're being manipulated by delusional thinking. They are all rallying for federal government gun control. These groups descend upon our nation's capital or on our own village green. The agenda is the same. The style of clothing has changed. Tragically, these factions in modern American society have left off true constitutional understanding. They don't understand the Constitution. They weren't trained. These people are walking with a limited tunnel vision, some on purpose, some of them unknowingly, but both parties remain neglectful. While they practice the right to free speech, peaceful assembly, and petitions found in the First Amendment, they seek to do away with the Second Amendment, the very instrument that prevents the annihilation of the First Amendment by a tyrannical power that loathes them of their God-given rights. I'll tell you something, people. You ever notice that, you know, Pelosi and all these Democrats and all these other nitwit rhinos, they want to make laws, but they can't even follow the laws themselves. Did they follow the Constitution? No. They don't comply to the Constitution. So why should you comply to the laws that these nitwits write? They have better things to do, but this thing is so ingrained into their minds, they don't know what to do with themselves. Like I said, we haven't revolted for like 240 some years. Well, actually, we did have a revolt in Athens, 1946, I think it was, and they had corruption down there. Well, they took all they could, and they go, well, okay, we're gonna fix this. Let's see, Battle of Athens. Yeah. 1946, people. Returning GIs decide, hey, enough of this. We don't have to put up with this kind of corruption. And they didn't. They stood their ground. The sheriff and stuff, they had a real corrupt county. They took the ballot box and went to the jailhouse so that they could, fix everything so that, they'd win again. And the people said, no, you're not, Buckwheat. End of story. Yep, it was a rebellion led by citizens against the local government in August 1946. Now that could happen today. They could push us into a rebellion, and I'll tell you what, these your veterans aren't going to quit once they start. You may, feel safe, but you don't want to piss people off to the point that their lives aren't meaningful anymore, and they will do what they have to do to save this country without any kind of forethought. It's it. That's all she wrote. Our country, people, veterans fought for this country, and then you're trying to make light of it and not follow the Constitution. Nah. We got news for you people. It ain't going to happen that way. I'll tell you, here's the best thing I want you guys to think about. Give me a second. I'll find it. Right there. This is what these people are. No, I'm going right back to the same one I was at. That's what these people are suffering from in Congress. Now, they have better things in this world to do. They have a job to do. They're supposed to run the government, and they are not doing their job. What they are doing is trying to destroy the Constitution, the very foundations of this government to begin with, which would put them out of job. And for some strange reason, they think that they can get away with this. It's not going to happen. If people have gone about as far as they're going to go. All these people who are trying to take away your guns, all that comes from the United Nations and their communist organization that's down there. It's the United Nations. And these people, they run around with these kind of people in D.C. and sooner or later, then they start picking up little tidbits. And, well, that don't sound bad. Well, it is bad. Keep your mind on your work, what you were sent to Congress to do, and don't get involved in little things that you don't know nothing about. We're not going to have a new world order. You understand what's wrong with them people in D.C.? They are lost. So let's get these people woke up down here in D.C., get our country back, and no more of this horsing around stuff. It ends. It ends. Then you take your gun control and you shove it right up your yin-yang and enjoy it right there. Diane and Schumer and Pelosi and all you other communist tyrants, wannabes. Thanks for watching.